With the future of Splatoon 3 in question as to whether we're getting a content extension or not, some of us, myself included, are looking towards the future of the franchise that begins with the eventual reveal and release of Splatoon 4. While I was playing with my cousin, I came across an idea that may solve some issues that I have with the current game, particularly with the customization. If you've been on my channel for a while now, you may be well aware of my opinion on Splatoon 3's character creation system. How the characters seem bland and generic now in comparison to the previous entries in the series. One of which is actually coming up on its anniversary, so check out my stream on July 21st where I'll be playing with viewers in private battles. Anyways, this one idea is what inspired this video, but in order for that to happen and be handled well, Nintendo will have to make one call that I believe will only serve to improve Splatoon as a franchise. If you don't know, Splatoon is a game where the majority of characters, including the one you play as, are teenagers at the youngest and young adults in the most recent entry. Splatoon is a game that has been designed to grow alongside the player base. The amount of time that passes between entries in the real world is the same amount of time that passes in the game world. The remnants of humanity have bled into the culture of this sentient sea life, which is why it only makes sense that dabbing and clothing that look similar to real life brands would exist in this world. It's because they're mimicking what came before them and what we left behind. Trends rise and fall, the characters we know and love get older, and eventually a new generation rises to take the place of the old. Why am I saying all this? Because I hope by now you know where I'm going with this. While all these characters are essentially in their early to mid-20s by now, and as their world continues to change, I believe the representation of that world should express more of this change. What I'm saying is, Splatoon should become a teen-rated franchise. There are a few reasons I came to this conclusion, and I'll start with my biggest gripe with Splatoon 3. It isn't the stage design, it isn't the weapon balance, it's the freedom to express myself. Granted, Splatoon's customization is relatively nice and simple to use. I believe myself and others would want more freedom with how our characters look. And I don't just mean more eye colors and hairstyles, I'm talking about the core body of the character. Now I know that doing things like changing character height or width drastically could make hitboxes a bit more difficult to manage, but I don't need Street Fighter 6 levels of customization. It doesn't even need to be extremely detailed either, and it's what I believe to be the best all-inclusive solution. At some point in the character creation, there would be a slider from extremely masculine to extremely feminine. What it would do is alter the body and voice type to match how masculine or feminine you want your character to be. Splatoon was never meant to be a game where the characters looked the same and inexpressive. In both Splatoon 1 and 2, the male and female characters were much more distinguishable, whereas nowadays they look a little samey. Of course, another option would simply be to give specific body types instead of a slider, but either option would allow people to express themselves truly how they want, without alienating anyone else in terms of things like body shape, walking, and a few other small things. This is, in part, why Splatoon should be a teen-rated franchise. As with any type of enhanced character creation, certain parts will probably be more exaggerated. While a teen rating could allow more character expression in terms of creation and gear as well, a teen rating in Splatoon would also allow for greater expansion upon the lore of the game. Could you imagine what a more mature storyline for Splatoon could be? The Splatoon world, while being very bright and cheerful on the surface, holds a lot of dark secrets within its depths. War, lobotomy, experimentation, among other things. I think the E10 rating is holding the story back from truly exploring this post-apocalyptic world. Like, anyone else wonder how death works in the Splatoon universe? When someone gets splatted in hero mode, it looks like they die, but in Turf War when they're splatted, they just respawn. I feel like there's a piece of the puzzle that we're missing here, and I think Nintendo believed things like death would be too mature for the audience Splatoon is the target demographic for. So I feel like Nintendo hasn't broken a rating trend before. The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess is the only game rated teen in the entire Zelda franchise. This gives me a wonderful segue into my final reason for Splatoon becoming a teen franchise. Nintendo doesn't really have one. Nintendo has a ton of E and E10 franchises, but no teen franchises. At least not any that are equivalent to Splatoon's success. If Splatoon is supposed to grow along with its audience, then maybe its themes can mature a little bit to really sell that it grows alongside us. Now, that doesn't mean I want it to be like any other shooter by the time I'm in my 30s or something. I do not want Splatoon to look like Call of Duty in Splatoon 10. There does have to be a cutoff at some point, and I think a teen rating is the right balance as the series gets older. That is why I think Splatoon should mature to a teen-rated franchise, as I think for both casuals and super fans like me, it'll do a great service to the customizability, lore, and the general experience with Splatoon heading into its bright future. So, what do you think? Do you agree, disagree, something in the middle? If you want to watch my highlights from the last time I played Splatoon 2 during its anniversary, or check out my analysis as to why I think dabbing in Splatoon 3 is a good idea, check out the videos on your screen now. If you like this video, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more Splatoon content. I'm working on a visual novel series that takes place in the Splatoon universe using Source Filmmaker and some gameplay, so if you're into that, I have plenty of it planned and ready to watch already. It's a passion project of mine, so any encouragement and constructive criticism would be greatly appreciated to help keep me motivated to make these, as they take a lot of time and effort. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm an Odyssey64. Have a blessed and awesome day, and I'll see you guys next time.